I started on Instagram 5 years ago. My career has blown up so big so fast. It's crazy.
He was a bit of a loner.
And if you are older than 20, there is an entire world of Instagram and social media stars of which you are probably unaware. But as their influence grows, you may not be in the dark for long. Ever heard of that kid, Cameron Dallas? If not, ask your teenage daughter. Here with the story is WSJ fashion columnist Christina Binkley. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Tanya.
So this guy has a head-spinning number of followers, doesn't he?
He does. At one point, I had a conversation with him and was sort of telling him how many readers the Wall Street Journal has, roughly 3 million, and it suddenly hit me that sounds like nothing to somebody with 45 million followers.
It's pretty incredible. So, Christina, how does a 22-year-old build up such a following? What does he do?
Well, some of his early videos are a little eyebrow raising, at least for me they were. There was the one where he ate an entire jar of pickles and then drank the juice. I think, this sort of got that age group going. But one thing I noticed about him and some of the other people in this same space is that once they have a fan base, they spend their day, every day, catering to it. And that means if they're walking down the sidewalk and a fan comes up and wants to take a picture, they never say no.
Right. So it's a full-time job, it appears.
It is. It is a full-time job.
What I found so interesting, though, is that his fans, and maybe all Instagram fans are, I don't know, but his fans seem to be particularly emotional, which has not been lost on fashion brands, right?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the first time I saw Cameron, I was in Milan at the Dolce & Gabbana show, and there was literally a street full of hundreds, possibly thousands of young Italian girls screaming. We all thought it was Justin Bieber at the show. It wasn't. It was Cameron Dallas, who I had never heard of, but obviously they had.
No, Justin Bieber, who's an actual performer, So which are some of the brands that are now working with him?
Well, as I mentioned, Dolce & Gabbana had him at their show. He had him at several. He's been modeling Calvin Klein jeans. Louis Vuitton has been after him, inviting him. I sat with him at a dinner a few months ago with them. They say they love Cameron Dallas. We're really seeing more and more brands bringing him, either putting their products on him or paying him to come to their events.
So, Christina, would you say he's making a significant amount of money doing this?
I think he's making a very significant amount of money. I noticed that on his Instagram feed, he had a picture of his sister in front of a brand new car with a big bow on the top. He told me he wants to buy his mom braces for her teeth, as a matter of fact. He's very generous with his family. I think he's doing quite well.
Now, who are some of the other young social media stars that you noticed that are getting similar traction, maybe not at this level? And tell us about some who've even started becoming agents for other social media stars.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Chiara Ferragni, who's probably better known, she started out with a blog called The Blonde Salad, has now become almost a sort of a media company with a team of 25 people working with her in homes in Italy and in Los Angeles. She's started representing her sister and building up her sort of social media presence and is interested in taking on other people. These people, they are truly businesses of their own. There's a pair of sisters, Amra and Elma Beganovic, who have started what amounts to a kind of an all-in-one ad agency where people come, Johnson & Johnson, Avon, come to them and pay them to do photo shoots, put them out on their social media. They actually promise on their website that they can take a brand viral in social media. This is a business. By the way, this is a former corporate attorney doing that.
Now, Christina, in a day when probably every teenager in the country now has an Instagram account, and perhaps many of them dream of doing what these social media stars do, how does one teen's account take off with strangers and another doesn't?
Oh, God, there's the secret sauce, right?
Right.
I wish I had the perfect answer to that. I can see some things. One, timing, I think, is everything. And all these people who are now in their 20s, Cameron Dallas is 22, Chiara Ferragni is 29, they came in at a particular time when there wasn't as much competition. So I don't think this is going to be as easy to do today as it was 5 years ago. But once they built up a following, they've all been catering to it. As I said, it's a full-time job. They've really been getting out there. Cameron Dallas, by the way, started on Vine, which is no more, but he was known as a Viner and then moved on to all these other social media platforms. And he's very, very conscious and very analytical. He looks at what works well, what photos post well, what do well online. Says he never posts the same thing to different social media platforms. So if you follow him on Instagram, you're not going to get the same thing following him on Facebook.
That's a very good point. No question, this is certainly now an industry unto itself, isn't it, Christina, with agents and who knows, the whole infrastructure is building up around it. Isn't that right?
There are businesses building around it like mad every day, and they're big ones, including William Morris is a whole division devoted to it.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Christina, for opening my eyes to it. I couldn't believe that he had 46 million followers, and I'd never heard of him. So thank you so much.
There you go, micro celebrity.